Welcome, horror fans and curious minds alike. Before we dive into the spine-chilling tales of our favorite horror authors, do us a favor, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing content. Today we're embarking on a journey into the dark and twisted worlds crafted by two masterminds of horror literature, Edgar Allan Poe and Stephen King. We'll explore their lives, their works, and the indelible marks they've left on the genre. Now let's delve into the abyss of horror literature, starting with the legendary Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, a name synonymous with Gothic literature, was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1809. His parents, both actors, died before Poe's third birthday, leaving him an orphan. A wealthy merchant by the name of John Allan from Richmond, Virginia, took Poe into his home and provided for his education. Thus, young Edgar added Allan to his name. Despite the material comfort, Poe's relationship with his foster father was fraught with tension, often exacerbated by John Allan's disapproval of Poe's literary aspirations. Poe's early years were marred by hardship, from the death of his biological parents to his strained relationship with his foster family. These early experiences were not just mere blips in Poe's life. They shaped his worldview, and subtly seeped into his writing, coloring his stories with a unique blend of darkness and despair. These early years, filled with loss and uncertainty, would later play a significant role in Poe's macabre literary style. Poe's literary journey began in 1827 with his first publication, Tamerlane and Other Poems. From then on, his pen never stopped, pouring out tales that would grip readers with fear and fascination. His works, often dark and melancholic, mirrored the tragedies he faced in his personal life. Poe's most famous poem, The Raven, published in 1845, is a narrative of a man tormented by loss and descending into madness. It's a chilling tale that showcases Poe's masterful use of rhythm and symbolism. In the realm of short stories, The Telltale Heart and The Fall of the House of Usher stand out. The former is a spine-tingling narrative of a murderer driven to confession by his guilt, while the latter explores the eerie connection between a family and their ancestral home, leading to a shocking climax. Poe also made a significant contribution to the world of mystery with The Murders in the Rue Morgue, widely considered the first modern detective story. With it, Poe introduced the character of C. Auguste Dupin, a brilliant detective whose methods would later inspire the creation of Sherlock Holmes. Despite his incredible talent, Poe's work was often met with harsh criticism during his lifetime. Nevertheless, he persevered, and his tales of the macabre continue to captivate readers to this day. Poe's work, though often met with criticism, left an indelible mark on the horror genre. Poe's life, much like his tales, ended in mystery and tragedy. In October of 1849, Edgar Allan Poe was found in a state of distress on the streets of Baltimore. His death just days later remains shrouded in mystery, with theories ranging from alcohol poisoning to rabies being suggested as the cause. In the wake of his passing, Poe's literary reputation soared. Initially recognized for his poetry, it was his chilling tales of the macabre that truly cemented his legacy. His exploration of the human psyche's dark corners, his ability to weave fear and suspense into every line, influenced generations of horror writers to come. From H.P. Lovecraft to Stephen King, many have acknowledged their debt to Poe's groundbreaking work. Poe's narrative style, his themes of death and madness, have made him a cornerstone of the horror genre. Thus, Edgar Allan Poe, the master of macabre, left a legacy that continues to haunt the world of literature. Fast-forwarding a century, another master of horror was born in 1947, Stephen King. Born in Portland, Maine, King's early life was marked by the abrupt departure of his father when he was just 2 years old, a deep wound that would later echo in his narratives. King's mother single-handedly raised him and his older brother in challenging circumstances. Despite the hardships, she fostered a love for reading in her sons. This love took an intriguing turn when young Stephen discovered a box of his father's old horror and science fiction books in the attic. The tales from authors like H.P. Lovecraft and Richard Matheson sparked his imagination and sowed the seeds of his future career. His childhood was also punctuated with instances that mirrored his later works. For instance, he witnessed a traumatic accident involving one of his friends. These early experiences, filled with hardship, abandonment, and a fascination with the macabre, formed the bedrock of King's fascination with the horror genre. Stephen King's career took off with Carrie in 1973, a novel rejected 30 times before finally getting published. This tale of a tormented teenager with telekinetic powers set the stage for King's unique blend of horror and supernatural elements, And it was just the beginning of a prolific career that would span decades. Following Carrie, King continued to terrify readers with his unsettling narratives. In 1977 he published The Shining, a chilling tale of a family's descent into madness in an isolated hotel. This novel, filled with haunting imagery and psychological horror, further cemented King as a master of the genre. But King's imagination was not confined to conventional horror. In 1986 he introduced readers to Pennywise the Dancing Clown in It, a story that combined elements of cosmic horror, childhood trauma, and the power of friendship. This novel showed King's ability to delve deep into the human psyche, exploring the fears that lurk in the darkest corners of our minds. King also ventured into the realm of fantasy with the Dark Tower series. This epic saga, which spans 8 books, showcases King's versatility as a writer. It blends elements of horror, fantasy, and Western genres, creating a unique universe that captivated readers for over 3 decades. Throughout his career, King has consistently explored themes of fear, isolation, and the power of the human spirit. His writing style, marked by vivid descriptions and complex characters, pulls readers into his terrifying worlds, making the horror feel all too real. King's works have not only been bestsellers but have also been adapted into numerous films, series, and miniseries. From the iconic Misery to the recent Dr. Sleep, his stories continue to resonate on both page and screen. King's unique blend of horror, supernatural elements, and deep characterization has solidified his place as a titan of horror literature. His stories continue to terrify and intrigue readers, proving that the master of horror is still at the top of his game. Today, Stephen King is still an active force in the world of literature and beyond. Even in his 70s, King continues to captivate audiences with his macabre tales and chilling narratives. His recent works such as The Institute and Later further demonstrate his unrivaled ability to tap into our deepest fears and anxieties. King's influence extends beyond his books. His stories have been adapted into numerous successful films, TV series, and even stage productions. From the petrifying Pennywise in It to the sinister Shawshank Redemption, his characters and plots have seeped into the fabric of popular culture, shaping our perception of horror and suspense. King's prolific career has not gone unnoticed. He has received countless awards and recognitions, including the prestigious National Medal of Arts and the Bram Stoker Award for Lifetime Achievement. Not only has he been acknowledged by his peers, but he has also garnered a massive fanbase, many of whom regard him as the master of modern horror. It's not just his storytelling prowess that endears him to his readers. King's candidness about his personal struggles and his advocacy for literacy in libraries further cement his legacy as not just a phenomenal writer, but an influential figure. From the haunted halls of the Overlook Hotel to the eerie town of Derry, King's stories have become a part of our collective fear psyche. His tales continue to instill a sense of dread and fascination, proving that Stephen King remains a titan in the realm of horror. From the chilling tales of Edgar Allan Poe to the unsettling narratives of Stephen King, horror literature has a rich and spine-tingling history. We've delved into the minds of these masters, exploring Poe's haunting poetry and King's relentless novels. We've traced their lives, their inspirations, and the profound impact they've had on the genre. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the dark corridors of horror literature. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more intriguing content. Until next time, keep the lights on.